Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today we're going to be talking once more about metamaterials, going with the ticker MMAT, and also known as short for Meta. Now, this is of course different than Facebook to start with, but we do have some updates today that we do want to talk about, specifically coming in towards the TRCH special dividend stock or dividend shares that are going to be getting a proceeds at some point, and we did talk about that a while ago. That was basically when the ticker was TRCH, and as it went through reverse merger, they did issue special shares for future dividends. Now, metamaterials, as the name of the company suggests, they actually work with metamaterials. So here they're talking about Meta delivers previously unachievable performance across a range of applications by inventing, designing, developing, and manufacturing sustainable, highly functional materials. Our extensive technology platform encompasses three core capabilities: holography, lithography, and wireless sensing, and is a software and AI design driven. This allows us to develop a library of solutions and functional prototypes much faster at a lower cost than traditional chemical synthesis. They enable leading global brands to deliver breakthrough products to their customers in consumer electronics, 5G communications, health and wellness, aerospace, automotive, and clean energy. They also own their entire brand of portfolio of IP, which is intellectual properties, patents, and trademarks. And they're also been named as Global Clean Tech 100 Company. Now, in terms of the special dividends, so right on here, it does talk about it on the 3rd of December, so not long ago. I'm zooming in. So in conjunction with the release of the Q3 and the 9 months 2021 financial results on October 15th, 2021, Meta provided an update on the company's oil and gas assets and operations. We indicated that 4 wells must be drilled in Orogrande projects in 2021 to enable the company to hold the lease for sale or spin out. As a part of our December update, the operations are well underway and the drilling is on track for completion later this month. The company believes that upon completing the work on these 4 wells, Meta will be able or be in compliance with all aspects of its lease obligations, and the CDC, the continuous drilling clause, with the university lands on the Orogrande project will be satisfied. Now, the completion of this work will, the company believes enables us to move to the next step in the spin-out process for these assets. This work includes, but is not limited to, formal transfer of assets from OILco Holdings, a newly formed, wholly owned subsidiary of Meta, ensuring that OILco capital structure supports the spin-out and making any necessary filings with the SEC or filings with the SEC. Meta is in the process of finalizing permanent arrangements with a completely new management team for OILco, who brings significant experience in oil and gas exploration, as well as specific experience in Orogrande region. This team is already consulting to OILco and operating the Orogrande project and has been very valuable to our efforts during the drilling process. Given the scope of work required to ensure that we remain in compliance with lease obligations and satisfy a range of regulatory requirements, the company is targeting a spin-out disposition of the oil and gas assets for early Q1 2022, pending the process approvals by all parties involved. So, a couple of things are happening here. They're creating an entire subsidiary called OILco that will basically hold the assets, oil and gas assets for the previous TRCH company. They'll also hire their own team. But as a part of that, this disposition and this process will happen in Q1 2022. So there is a chance that you might not even actually get basically a value for these special dividends in terms of money-wise, but rather just continue having the shares. And the company would be under its own umbrella under OILco. That would be still under metamaterials, but would have its own ticker and own shares. So that's a massive update. There could be still a possibility where you do get a special dividend in terms of money-wise coming in towards this one here as soon as this transaction is completed, but the exact details is a little bit hazy. They also will exhibit at the Film Tech Japan in Tokyo and CES in Las Vegas. So the first one will be happen actually on December 8th to 10th. So starting in today in Tokyo, And CES 2022 will happen on January 5th to 8th in Las Vegas. They also did announce in terms of their third quarter 2021 results. That was back in November 15th, so it's a little bit outdated. I'm only going to read a couple lines. So in quarter 3 2021, their total revenue grew 189%, which is around $573,000 compared to $198,000 year over year. And for the 9 months, the total revenue increased by 111% to 1.8 compared to 850,000. So 1.8 million versus 850,000. Before moving on forward, if you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to click the subscribe button and leave notifications on for this channel. Also, don't forget to drop a like to this video if you've enjoyed this video as well. You can join our Discord if you'd like to discuss this a little bit further. Now, in terms of institutional buyers, you're not seeing much happening. I mean, there is, in terms of insiders, some exercising and selling, which is a little bit normal for a lot of these companies. You have right to buy. They buy the stock through exercising and then sell as a part of their compensation. But in terms of insiders, you're able to see institutional activity has been somewhat high in November. A lot of different positions have been declared. Not a lot of changes. If anything, there's more buying than there is selling. Now, in terms of the fundamentals, the price over book still remains around 2.61. The price over sales is not accurate because it's a lagging indicator based on a year. Meanwhile, price over book is based on a quarter. So it's currently on par with what you can expect with the market in general. It's not overvalued in my opinion. Let's move on now towards technical analysis. From a technical analysis perspective, we're seeing a few things here that is a bit interesting. First off, the MACD. That is actually curving upwards, attempting a positive reversal in the next few days. If it does so, that might actually indicate a strong bullish reversal in a start of a trend. Now, momentum. Momentum here is climbing up towards the zero from the negative side. You're able to see you're almost achieving positive momentum, and that is a critical point to be at, and that would be a bullish thing. Bullion %R is sitting in neutral, neither overbought or oversold. So bullion, by the way, %R is very similar to RSI. So it's a neutral zone, nothing really to tell about there. Moving averages, now there is a bit of an expansion between the 408 and 353 for the 30 MA and 10 SMA, and it can easily hit a positive reversal within there. But again, I'm not really going to talk about that. That might sound a little bit like gibberish to you. Or at least of most of my followers anyway. These technical indicators nonetheless show there is a possibility to go really parabolic after 461 if it does achieve that within the next few days. Although don't bet on it, it's just a positive reversal and a bit of a positive trend. Now, in terms of stochastic fast and stochastic slow, both are showing there might be another leg up for this one. Again, this is kind of just based on indicators, nothing is for certain. And on the moving averages, it's showing a bit of a worse situation going on. They're all diving downwards. That's a dangerous thing. You don't want them to dive downwards. That shows momentum is decreasing. You don't want momentum to decrease. You want momentum to increase. Well, at least, I mean, the price and momentum. The moving average bands are currently between 437 and 358, but are diving downwards, and it's not a good look for this one. Now, Fibonacci retracements, you're finding a resistance at 449, 554, 639, 723, 844, supports are 280. But if we were to go through just price line actions, we're able to see significant supports at the 339, going downwards to around 316, and then downwards to 285. Resistances going up to 352, 372, 407, going up to 427, 467 jumps quite a bit to 538 to 576 to 623, going upwards to 654 and 724 up to 779 and then higher to 797 and then $10. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you think is going to happen here? Well, honestly, at this point, TRCH effect into this one has been a little bit quiet. Special dividends are not really creating the buzz they used to for this company. Now, there is the spin-off shares and all that stuff. It really does look like they might get back into the oil and gas assets for TRCH under a different ticker and move on as OILco. So it does feel like a spin-off. It's kind of a bit weird, but if you're in for metamaterials, you're able to see that this is clear near to the bottom at 280, it's 341. There is a chance for it to bounce backwards. Volatility isn't as high as this one used to be, but currently you can say it's one of the bottoms of the current point, and there's not a lot of room to drop downwards as it is to expand upwards, at least from this chart alone. What do you think is going to happen here? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.